All right. Good afternoon, Trinity people. Sarah Martinez, Communications Director here. And I have got the pleasure today to visit with Amiso George, who is a longtime Trinity parishioner and someone I haven't seen their face for quite a while. So, even virtually, it is so great to get together. Thank you for joining us online today, Amiso. We do appreciate it.
It's my pleasure, Sarah, and all Trinity folks. Yeah.
Ah, wonderful, wonderful. So I want to start by asking about your origin story with Trinity. So how did you get here? How did you discover and engage with this church? If you can give me an overview of that, of how you became a part of this church family.
Well, the short form of it is this. I moved here from Reno, Nevada, in 2005, and I had attended throughout my stay in Reno Trinity Episcopal Church in downtown Reno, and so I got a job. I got the job at TCU. And I live about 25 minutes from TCU. And I would always take a different road to school. And then one day I actually took Bel Air because I was new in town. I took Bel Air and I saw, okay, that's an Episcopal church. I should go visit, but I never really did visit. And then one day, Doug Newsom, who was my colleague at that time, said to me, hey, Amiso, I know you're Episcopalian. Where do you go to church? So I said, I'm still exploring. So I went to different churches in town and, trying to get a feel for where I would feel very comfortable. And eventually I showed up at Trinity. And I still remember to this day, Terry walked up to me, Terry, very tall, stately woman, walked up to me and said, hey, haven't seen you here. You must be new. I said, yep. And just was quite friendly. And, it wasn't just Terry, but particularly Terry. Some people came up to me during coffee hour and talked to me. And I still visited other churches, but I thought, well, Trinity seems like a good fit because for somebody new in town, even though I'm Episcopalian, or in Nigeria, we would say Anglican, wherever I go in the world, I always look for an Anglican or Episcopal church to attend. And I just felt a connection to Trinity. Of course, I had had lots of good stories from Doug Newsom, who I admire and respect tremendously. And I felt personally welcome, which is really, really important. I felt welcome. So that was really important to me. So I kept coming back and subsequently took out membership there. Yeah. And I remember Father Fred Barber saying to me, okay, we'd like to have you here. Are you sure? I said, yes, I'm sure. So that's a story.
That is wonderful. That is great news right there. Well, so you've been around long enough. You've been through a few stewardship seasons with us, and this year our theme is building God's vision of love. And based on your time at Trinity, how do you see Trinity how are they doing that? How is the church community building God's vision of love? What is one thing or two things that our community does that really helps to fulfill that vision?
I think from what my observation, really being open to anyone. When I mean anyone, I mean really truly inclusive in the full meaning of that word, inclusive. Whoever you are, whoever you love, whatever you are, come as you are. And the very unpretentious nature of it, nature of Trinity, I think is very important. And, I am not a kind of a rah-rah kind of high five kind of person. And it's just the right place for somebody like me, I suppose. But I think for anyone, any person from anywhere, of any background, orientation, they come there, they feel welcome. They don't feel nobody ever makes them think, you have to be a special type of Christian, pure and, perfect for us to welcome you into our midst. Trinity really is truly open and welcoming place, and it does it in a very understated way, which I think is very, very attractive and very heartwarming.
That's great. And I do want to, wrap up. I want to ask about practicalities. I mean, I think in 2020, especially, we really feel like we've got to get to the heart of the matter. And so you get your pledge form, or you see that the online form is open. Tell me about your own personal process of going through that prayerfully and figuring out, what am I doing? What is my annual estimate of giving? How do you encapsulate that? How does that happen in your head?
Before COVID, I used to write a check, but I realized that now it makes more sense to give online. And I know things are hard. And I know, including my school, in many places, people have either taken a pay cut or some people have lost their jobs. But at the same time, we recognize that the importance of giving, the importance of pledging and following up, because what we have really isn't ours. It's been given to us, and it may be much, it may be less, but the important thing is for us to make a decision to give, pray over it and give. And that's what I try to do. And it's really easy and easier giving online. So whether I'm in the country or not, wherever I am, I can give online. But I think doing that prayerfully, so one doesn't feel like it's an obligation. It should be something one should want to do from the heart, because when God blesses us, which he does every day, just being here is a blessing. He doesn't put a number on it, and we'll just do our best. Everyone can give to their ability, but I think we should pray about it and then willingly give of all of the things that God has given us, give from there. Yeah, that's how I approach mine.
And it sounds like, I mean, if I may, like you're really doing it from a place of joy, that you're really approaching it with that joyful, positive outlook whenever you're making those decisions of how you're going to give for the next year.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I couldn't have said it any better, Sarah.
Is there any just closing thoughts that I didn't touch on that you might want to share with your fellow parishioners, as we go through this season of giving and Thanksgiving?
I think first, let's just stop and take stock of all of our blessings. The fact that we're here, I'm sure we listen to the news all the time, and we know or have heard of someone who's been affected one way or the other with Corona. And we're here and we're healthy, and we have our families and loved ones. Let's start from there. Let's start with that spirit of gratitude, and then take it a step further. How do I show my gratitude? What are the ways in which I can show my gratitude to God with all he's blessed me with, starting with my life and my health? So I think for me personally, I start from there. I wake up each day and I'm grateful that I'm here and I have a job, or, I have my health. How do I show that in real practical terms? And it's one thing to talk about it, but it's another thing to really show it. And that's how I choose to show mine, by giving.
I'm going to say amen to that. I think that is a great way to encapsulate and wrap up here. And I do thank you again for your time and talking with us. We're going to be sharing these stories online in the days to come. And we hope to hear from you again very soon, Amiso. So I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, and all the best to all the Trinity family members here. God bless you all. Bye-bye.